The other day, my good friend Dr. Glenn Vo, owner of Nifty Thrifty Dentist, as well as best-selling author, he came to me with a $200,000 tax problem. And he said, hey, look, I gotta write a check for $200K in taxes. Is there anything you can do to help me? My answer to Dr. Vo was, no, I cannot. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a tax professional. So nothing I say on this video can be used as tax advice. It's a legal disclaimer, guys. But no, I didn't tell him no, I couldn't help him. I'm like, yes, I think I can help. If you invest in the right things, you have the ability to really mitigate your taxes. Now, I understood that any capital gains taxes from real estate investments, you can use the concept of depreciation or passive losses in real estate, which is just really a deduction that the IRS allows investors to use, can offset the gains when you sell a property. Now, the thing is with Dr. Vo's money, he had made close to 7 figures on a business investment that he was not materially part of, right? He was a passive investor in a startup business that did very well, and he cashed out close to $1 million. Accountant told him that he's gonna have an estimated capital gains payment of $200K. So when he came to me, he's like, I'm like, listen, you're crying about paying $200K, Dr. Vo, but you also should be very happy that you made close to $1 million, because guess what? You can only pay taxes if you made money. So again, this is a rich people's problem, etc., but it's still something that is important to people, right? So now, especially with my friend here, Dr. Vo, he was looking to offset these capital gains taxes with potentially investing in one of our real estate deals, which has 80% depreciation. So he's thinking to himself, hey, well, Doc, like if I invest $230,000, 80% of that's about $200K. So if I invest $230,000 in your deal that you currently have open, which is offering 80% depreciation, which is bonus depreciation. For those of you that don't understand bonus depreciation or the deductions from real estate due to depreciation, I encourage you to click on my video talking about taxes to learn a little bit more about how it works. But what it does is the IRS allows you to depreciate property, and because of the Tax Relief Act of 2020, they created a thing called bonus depreciation, allowed you to depreciate 100% of things that are depreciable. I don't want to go too much into the nuances of it, but what it does is it allows you, in this particular case, like I said, 80% depreciation. So when you invest $100,000 in this deal, you will get $80,000 of losses, right? Year one, on the year that you invest. Now, Dr. Vo made his money in the year 2023. We're at the very end of 2023 at the time of this recording, and he needs to make an investment in 2023 to offset this capital gains tax. So he said, hey, can I invest in your deal? Like I said, $230K, and I can offset this deal. I had to go and talk to my own people to find out the answer to this question, because this was unique. I had never had anybody had capital gains issues from selling a business and looking to offset in real estate. And unfortunately, the answer is to Dr. Vo's question is that no, you cannot use losses from passive losses to offset capital gains from the sale of a business, because they belong in different buckets, right? IRS has different buckets, and they tax different buckets in different rates and different ways. So the losses from real estate depreciation can only offset passive gains, right? So if you have cash flows from real estate, these losses can make those gains wipe out the tax liability on the cash flow. If you have excess losses, you can use those losses to offset some of your gains when you sell real estate. But in Glenn's case, he didn't get his profits from a real estate deal. He got it from the sale of a business deal. So he could not invest in this deal to get a depreciation against his tax liability. He still gets that 80% of losses that he can use to offset other gains, but it doesn't help him with $200K capital gains liability that he has currently. So this led me to explore and really bang on all my contacts and my network of people, and I came across another investment class called oil and gas. I have a video on oil and gas that's also on this channel. You can click on the video for oil and gas to understand more about oil and gas, but investment in oil and gas allows you to offset W-2 income, 1099 income, capital gains income, any income, right? So now this is all of a sudden a whole new world. I'm like, hey, look, not Dr. Glenn Vo has a $200K capital gains liability, but almost every one of my investors has W-2 and 1099, or is a business owner and is paying, and which flows on a Schedule C, which flows through the ordinary income tax. Everybody could benefit from reducing their W-2 taxes, including Dr. Vo. So I went a little more into this oil and gas, and I stumbled down the rabbit hole, and I went deeper dive into learning about it. I talked to experts that are also actually one of my good friends in my network happens to be in the group, and it happens to be an oil and gas titan. And so I was able to really pick her brain, and she's actually the one in the video that I put the link up to. Now, there's pros and cons to investing in oil and gas, right? So you're getting a working interest in an oil well, which allows you to get the gains or the income from the oil well. It counts as income, right? W-2 income. So it's actually increases your tax liability on the cash flow, because you're already making your money as a doctor, and now you got a whole bunch of money coming from oil wells, because these oil wells, especially when the price of oil is high as it is now and will be in the recent future, not recent future, in the near future, these oil well investments give you a ton of cash. But the thing is, now all this cash that's coming in from your investment is now being taxed at ordinary income tax rates, which is actually much higher than if Dr. Vo would just to pay his capital gains taxes, which is around 23% in the state that he lives. Whereas ordinary income tax can be 37, anywhere from 50 to 53% if you're looking in New York, or if you live in New York or California. So now that strategy involves including another strategy, right? So if you're getting the income, you have to have ability to park it in another place or potentially more oil and gas investments to keep getting the depreciation and kicking the can down the road of paying taxes. Dr. Vo didn't like that idea. You know, that was very involved. And in order to get 200,000 worth of losses, he would have to invest close to $1 million in oil and gas investment. So that wasn't going to work for him as well. So now I was like, all right, well, maybe. He's like, you know what, Johnny, don't worry about it. Thank you for going the extra mile to try to help me. I'm just going to pay the tax and keep the other profit and call it a day. I'm okay with that. I did really well. Being the guy that I am, I really, once I start going down the rabbit hole and learning about something, I got to go deep and learn, right? So I'm one of those guys that really go deep. That's why I'm a specialist. That's probably why I'm a specialist in endodontics, right? I don't need to learn a general thing and right? I'd like to, when I learn about something, I want to go focus and I want to go deep. So that led me stumbling down this rabbit hole to yet another type of investment that we are going to proudly offer to our investors in 2024. So if you haven't joined our free investor club, definitely do. It's on the website, which is in the description below. Fill out the form with your name, email address, and you'll be on our list. We'll send you all our deals, as well as other communications, etc. So definitely join that list. Now, this is an investment that probably nobody's ever heard of. And it's not really an investment, it's more of a donation. So Dr. Vo didn't really do this one, but I did it this year because I want to try it out with my own money. And so what it is, I'm going to just kind of give you an overview of it, is a donation in volcanic ash. I know people are like, what the heck are you talking about right now? All right, so listen, hear me out. Now, volcanic ash is taken from places with volcanoes, obviously, and they take this ash and they give it poor farmers in poor countries. And they mix in this volcanic ash with the soil, and it makes the soil extra fertile, which allows for excellent crop growth and yield. The way that the government incentivizes people to donate to this cause is by, hey, look, you invest $100,000 in donations of ash. So you basically donate 100K to this process of giving volcanic ash to poor farmers in poor countries. And in exchange for that, you get 4 times the losses as a loss. So you get to use them as tax losses. So, and these losses can be used against any type of income, whether it's W-2, capital gains, 1099, anything. And you have the ability to reduce up to 30% of your income. So if you invest $100,000, you can actually get $400,000 of losses that can be used to offset any income that you have, whether it's from real estate, whether it's from your job as a doctor, whatever it is. But you can only use it to offset 30% at a max. So let's say you make $1 million a year, you can write off up to 30% of your income. So 300K on a person that made $1 million, you can get up to $300,000 of deduction. To get $300,000 of that, you need to donate a quarter of 300K, which is about $75,000. So you donate $75,000 to this volcanic ash, you get $300,000 of deductions. So now your $1 million taxable income now becomes $700,000 of taxable income. And you don't have to pay taxes on 300K. And if you're paying 50% taxes on 300K, that's $150,000 of taxes that you save by investing $100,000. So we are going to be offering this type of investment next year, and I'm very excited for those of you who are looking for ways to decrease your taxes. If you learn to decrease taxes, it'll give you way higher rates of return than trying to invest and make money. Let me repeat that again. If you learn to save taxes, it will have much higher impact on your wealth and your net worth than by getting higher returns on investments. All right, so learn the tax game. This is what Walk of Wealth is all about. You're in the right place. You're on the right channel. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I hope you got a ton of value from this. Let me know in the comment section. Give me your feedback. Give me ideas for future videos, things that you would like for us to cover. If you haven't already joined, make sure you join our Facebook group. Go on Facebook, search Financial Freedom for Dentists, and you're going to see our group. Join our group. You can have a deeper conversation with me, comments, give me feedback, as well as network with over 1,400 other doctors in their path to achieving financial freedom through passive investment in real estate. I'm Dr. Johnny Walker. I hope you enjoyed this video. Click on the next video. We're going to keep the heat coming and your bank account's growing. Let's go. Boom.